Welcome back to By Your Side with B Wise and Tino. Now, our next guest is a very special one, and she's been setting the global stage ablaze, and also our timelines at that as well. She's a DJ, producer, spearheading the Amapiano wave, and is stopping by to talk to us during our Australian tour. Please welcome Uncle Waffles. How are you? How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. A lot's been happening for you. You know, you've been on a whirlwind of lately. Like, what's good with you? Like, what's changed? What's the biggest change? What's been happening?
The biggest change is the lack of sleep. Yeah, that's been the biggest change.
Yep.
But yeah, the going to countries like Australia and having people actually know who I am is a very big change. Going to countries that I never thought I'd set foot on.
Yep.
And be going to represent a whole sound has been the biggest change.
That's huge. And I want to actually jump into that as well because your audience has been continuing to grow. So first off, for our listeners, where do you call home? And what got you into DJing, performing and producing?
Swaziland and South Africa, my home.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I got into DJing in 2020 during the pandemic.
Right.
So when lockdown hit, I took to DJing as just to learn. It was mainly just to learn because creative vulnerability is something that I struggled with. So it was always just to learn. And then as I'm sitting 8 hours a day with this sound, trying to perfect it, you find a love for something you didn't know you can love.
So you found your love, you found that passion, and then you just continue to grow on it. And I mean, during that pandemic, it was a good period for us to like really pick up new talents and grow them, right? You're something good that actually came out of the pandemic. Let me put it like that.
Yeah.
Let me keep it 100 with you. And now look, you're in Australia. I mean, Amapiano. Did you ever think that Amapiano yourself would even reach out here? Did that even come across your mind?
Not at all. I thought the sound itself may come here, but myself.
Yep.
I was very shocked that I was being received well in Australia.
Got you.
And coming as a DJ is different as coming as an artist because I guess I come as the whole sound myself.
Yes.
Because, so I never thought that would happen for me.
And what did you know about this place before? Was there any preconceptions? It's like, oh, nah, like, I mean, it's common. That's what we're about. That's why I just had to throw it in there for you. Like, was there anything you knew about this place? And it's all good if you did it. Like,
the one thing I knew was obviously that the people here are very kind.
Right.
And then, of course, you see the few stigmas you see on social media, but the animals stuff.
Hey, let me just end that for you now, all right? I'm sure you ain't going to see any spiders. You ain't going to see none of that wild animals in your room unless you go out bush. So you're good. You're safe. Now, this year, I believe you released your debut EP, Red Dragon. Much acclaim. With all the touring going on now, you being on the road a lot. Remember how we're talking about in the pandemic, you were working on the craft. Have you had a chance to sort of sit down, get in those creative spaces again, or have you just been out on the road and been busy?
We always prioritize it. I even still take DJ lessons.
Okay.
So we still prioritize it. We always make sure that there's some sort of creativity that's happening in between everything.
Yep.
If there's a break between the tour, we have to get everything done. As much as there's a lot of brand work and stuff, the studio time is always prioritized.
I love that. Good to hear. Recently saw you in the UK doing a residency on BBC. How was that? Like, talk to me about that experience.
It was surreal. Being the youngest to ever do it was really crazy for me. And being the first one to represent the sound as well. It was very surreal. And getting to do it in studio was even crazier.
No, and look, and from what I saw, I mean, you killed it. You're a natural. You're doing your thing. So I want to just even say something on a personal note. The first time I saw you was just on my timeline, right? Like I was scrolling and I saw you DJing. I don't know what party it was, but you were just doing your thing. You were in your element. It was a DJ, but with the energy also, the artist energy too. So, I mean, how is your experience now being able to travel around, touching audiences, seeing different parts of the world? Like, what is that feeling like for you in the live space?
It's like an outer body experience, especially because some people don't understand the music. Well, most places you go to, they won't understand the music.
Yeah.
But they read the music through you.
Yes.
They need to see you. They need to see the emotion. They need to see the dancing. They need to gauge how you react to the music. So seeing people receive the sound authentically as itself has been very surreal. Very surreal.
I love what you just said about some people understanding it and they receive it through you. Like they see it through your moves and for your body move. Like, down to your facials, everything. Like, you got it on point. I mean, you got it. So, bless up. Amazing. And you're representing the continent as well of Africa, if I can say. but which would you say is your best country to perform in, or you have performed in Africa, but you can't say South Africa though?
I'm gonna say Kenya.
Kenya. Wow.
Yes,
all right.
The first time I performed in Kenya that has still been one of my best crowds to date.
Yep.
Yeah. In Africa, definitely.
All right, shout out to Kenya and all our Kenyan listeners here at home. I mean, look, you might not tell off the bat as well. Like, I'm Nigerian and Australian, I'm mixed, but you going to Nigeria anytime soon? I'm trying, some people are asking the question. So what's happening?
I've been to Nigeria at least 5 times now.
Oh, are you for real?
December, yes. But I'm going again in December, yes.
December. All right, I'm going to be there in December. I'm going to come watch the show. I'm telling you, I'm not playing with you. I will pull you up on that.
Thank you.
Real quickly, almost there. We have this little segment on the show, right? Where it's like it's kind of like relationship advice or counseling from us, from the host. We ain't like professionals, but we just give it the best way we can. So we want to get your advice if we can. In your instance, because you're so busy and everything like that, you're on the move. So what is the best advice for someone who wants to be around you in your career that you're doing right now? And what is one of the red flags or biggest turn-offs that you don't want to see?
I think you need someone with a lot of understanding, someone who's going to have a lot of understanding.
Got you.
Of what you do. I always say that kind of someone who has experienced what you do, so they don't ever feel like you're exaggerating. Like, now let's say I was with someone who was at home. Mm-hmm. I'm 6 hours ahead of them. I've been sleeping most of the day. To them, it could feel like she's not putting in effort, anything like that. Yep. But you just have to get someone who's understanding to what you do exactly.
Yep.
A red flag. Wow.
Nothing upsets you? Nothing gets on your nerves?
Okay, I guess for me as a DJ, someone who would never want to come out to my shows, that would be a big
no.
flag. Yeah, that would be, because that's where I'm my best, essentially. So why would you not want to come out and support me then?
I hear that. And I fully relate to what you're saying as well before, where you can be sleeping and all that kind of thing, and they got to understand what that is. That's 100. Last question. I had to ask this, though. Uncle Waffles, the name, what does it mean? Like, where did the name come from? Where did you derive it from?
There's nothing special about the name, unfortunately. I think I need to start lying. So, so I have a cool backstory. So my friends created it in high school. Do you know the Teen Titans?
Teen Titans, I think so. The show, right? Yeah, that's like the
that's like the they have a song called a Waffle song.
Yeah.
So my friends used to like sing it a lot, and then it kind of stuck with me.
Yep.
Then they decided to call me Waffles, and then when I got into DJing, they were like, "Okay, Uncle Waffles sounds really cool. Sounds mysterious." Like,
hey,
that's the one. Yeah.
Shout out the homies. Shout out the squad for naming you. Look, I appreciate you again. Like, I know we're really humbled to have you on the show. I want to wish you the best for your shows coming up while you're in Australia. Do your thing, you know what I mean? And hopefully we'll see you around soon. Maybe in December in Nigeria, we'll spot you or something like that, So
yeah.
But otherwise, thank you for joining us here on By Your Side and CADA. Bless up, all right?
Thank you for having me.
No worries.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. You take care.